So hi, Janitza. My name is Clint Kuntz.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
All right, so let me explain a little bit about who I am and what I do. So I'm the behavioral health consultant here at MHC, and I'm part of your care team. And I work with Dr. Smith in situations where good health care involves paying attention not only to your physical health, but also to habits, behaviors, and emotions. So if Dr. Smith, for any reason, is concerned about any of these things alone or in combination, and that they're impacting your health or functioning, she can call me in as a consultant. So my job is to help you and Dr. Smith be more successful at targeting any problems that have come up for you at this point. So Dr. Smith's asked me to come meet with you and talk about smoking cessation or stop smoking. I understand you and Dr. Smith had a conversation about that. So after we finished meeting today, I'll meet with Dr. Smith to go over what we've talked about. This information will be integrated into your medical record and it'll be available to your entire care team. So do you have any questions before we begin?
No, not right now.
Okay, good. So please don't be afraid to ask anything as we're talking. So tell me a little bit about your smoking and when did you first start smoking?
I started smoking when I was in high school. All my friends were doing it, and I wanted to try it, and I just liked it and kept doing it.
Okay.
It was good for social situations, and it also helped me with the stress.
Okay, so smoking was a release for you and really helped you feel better.
Yep, it did.
Okay, so how about your smoking now? How many cigarettes are you smoking on average and how often?
Well, I smoke almost every day, usually around half a pack a day, on and off throughout the day. Not a lot.
So you don't smoke that many cigarettes then?
No, not really.
Okay. When you do smoke, do you usually do it at a particular place? Is there anyone you usually smoke with?
Usually after a meal, and certainly when I'm stressed, I'll go out in the back patio, smoke a cigarette or two by myself. Sometimes when I'm driving, I also smoke. I like to smoke with a couple of friends of mine when we're together, relaxing and just having a cigarette.
Okay, so smoking's relaxing to you and it's a major stress reliever for you.
Yeah, when I'm stressed is when I want a cigarette the most.
Okay. So stress is a major trigger for you. Are there times and places that you would rarely or never smoke?
Well, I will never smoke in the house or in the car if the kids are around. I don't want to expose them to the smoke.
So you want to keep your kids safe, and smoking is dangerous to them.
Yeah, my kids are the most important thing for me. I will never do anything that might hurt them. I know that smoking isn't really healthy and it's bad for kids. And
Mhm.
when I do smoke, my kids and my husband all get on me about quitting. They keep telling me that it smells bad and I need to quit to be healthier.
So you know that smoking isn't a healthy choice, and smoking can harm you and your kids.
It's really an unhealthy choice. I would like to quit, but it's hard.
You'd like to quit smoking, but it's difficult. Would you like to work together with me, and we can develop a plan to help you stop smoking?
That would be great. I think I'm ready to make that change in my life. I just need some support to do it.
Okay, so with some support, you feel like you're ready to quit smoking. So have you tried to quit smoking before?
Yeah, I did a few times in the past. I tried using nicotine gum, nicotine patches, and even just going cold turkey. I was never successful.
Okay. I see that Dr. Smith has prescribed you some Chantix today. And just so you know, using a medication to quit smoking is proven to help your chances of being successful in quitting smoking. And I can help give you some more tools that will make you more successful in quitting smoking. So let's go start by going over this handout and talking about smoking cessation and tobacco cessation, just building a plan to quit. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right, so let's take a look at this. So this is on tobacco cessation. As we said, cessation just really means quitting. It's a big fancy word for that. Some people get a little confused. So this is really going to talk about how to change. So how to be effective in stopping smoking. Really, to do this, you're going to need a plan. And this is not something you're about to do together. It's going to take some time. I'm going to be here to support you. Dr. Smith will be there to support you. And it sounds like you have a supportive family as well. So here, let's start right at the beginning and go through some things. So smoking's physically addicting. Nicotine is one of the most addicting substances on earth physically. So that's one of the reasons that people have trouble smoking. It's not that you don't want to quit smoking. It's just physically there's some challenges to that, and we're here to help you with that. And that's where the Chantix can really help. So behavioral. Most people smoke because they have stressors, other things that trigger that. So we want to help you with that as well. And we'll work on that as part of our plan. Your thoughts and your emotions. So smoking sometimes brings up good feelings, makes you feel good about yourself, or makes you feel like you're part of a social situation, that type of thing. And we'll also work on that as part of this plan. So when would you like to quit smoking? Is this something you like to do immediately? Would you like to do it like sometime soon? Maybe a week
Um,
out? Is there a particular time that
let's do, I don't know, in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks' time? We can definitely work with that. We can work to put together a plan that works with that. All right. So first, we're going to talk about preparing your surroundings. Going through here. So what are the things that your family, could do to help you with this? So that's some things to keep in mind, because as we go through this, it's not just going to be you. And you've mentioned that your kids and your husband both all want to help you quit smoking, so they'll be a part of this. Some things that you can do: don't buy tobacco in bulk. So don't go buy several packages or cartons of cigarettes in the next week. Start getting rid of the cigarettes you have in the house currently. I'm sure you probably have some hidden throughout the house, in your car, in your purse even. Go through and find all those and throw them out. Keep the ones that you're going to need as you're quitting through this. That's okay. But don't bulk up and get a bunch of cigarettes around, or think you need to keep some to fall back on, because that can be dangerous as well. All right. So let's flip this over and talk a little bit about the plan piece of this. So there's really, 4 A's that we're going to talk about here. So we're going to use the 4 A's of quitting smoking. So avoid. So what are the situations or places that you need to avoid over the next month or so to really start getting you down this road? Is there any particular place that you go to smoke? It didn't sound like, there's any social situations that really drive you to smoke. So is there anything you can think of that really you need to avoid?
Well, stress.
Okay.
So maybe I
Stress
need
is
to avoid
good. We'll
work.
put that in there. Work can definitely be stressful, and we can definitely work on that piece as well as part of this. And we'll work on some techniques on how to deal with stress as we go through this program. Okay. So Alder, what are some situations you would need to change, or help to be more successful? Is there let's try to get a good example. So you said you smoke maybe when you're driving. Is there something else you could be doing possibly when you're driving to take your mind off smoking? Or you go in the back patio and smoke when you're stressed. So is there something else we could put in there to take care of those stressors? Just alter the situations where you know that you're going to be likely to smoke.
Maybe
And
listen to some music.
that's good. Maybe something in your hands, that type of thing. We can put that as part of your plan. A lot of people want to fidget a little bit with that. So some alternatives. So what can you do, put in your mouth or your hands to keep your smoking? So when you think of picking up a cigarette, is there something that you like to do? You like to fidget, like they have these little fidget cubes that work really well that you can sit there and play with. Some gum. Gum is a really good thing. Some mints to put in your mouth when you're thinking of smoking, something to that effect. And then action. So when you are urged to use tobacco, what can you do to be active or busy? What are you thinking about? You get that urge to smoke. What's an action you can do? What's something else, an alternative you can think of? Is there something you
Maybe
like to
take a
do?
walk.
A walk is a great thing you can do. And that also helps with your stress as well. So that's good. We can put
Great.
that down. So this gives us a baseline for a plan to help start you down this road. And we'll use this to build you a plan on that. Okay. So based on what we've talked about today in this handout we went over, I'd like to set a couple goals with you and give you really a plan to stop smoking. First, I want to set a goal around kind of lowering the number of cigarettes you're smoking each day you quit. You set really a quit date for 2 weeks out from now, you said, which is, I think, very reasonable to do. And you said you currently smoke about half a pack a day. So that maybe 10 cigarettes a day. Is that where you're at currently?
Yeah, it's around that.
Okay. So the goal I want to set with you is to smoke one less cigarette each day than the day before over the next week and a half. There'll be some days you might not be able to do that, but that's okay. But I want the goal to be to smoke one less today than you did yesterday. And then on the last day before you quit, you only smoke one, maybe 2 cigarettes. Does this sound like an achievable goal to you?
Yeah, I actually like the idea of stepping down. I think I can do that.
Okay, good. Now I want to talk about some support for you, because to do this is going to take a support group. So just as medication will help you quit smoking, medication and counseling together are even more effective. So I'd like to get you to attend our weekly smoking cessation group. They're they're going to teach you some skills to help you lower your stress and how to choose alternatives other than tobacco.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. So the goal around this I'd like to set for you is to attend our Tuesday evening tobacco cessation group each week over the next maybe 2 months. Does that sound like a achievable goal?
I actually really think that that will help me. Talking with other people in my same situation will be good.
Okay, good. So I'd like to meet with you personally each week, probably for the next 4 to 5 weeks. We generally keep our meetings to about 6 over any particular time. I think that we can work through that with you attending the groups, and we can do 6 meetings possibly if we need them. We'll talk about how things are going, ways that I can support you through this. I'll also work with you to give you some tools to help you lower your stress levels and to deal with the emotions of stopping smoking. And I think that the best approach we use an approach called mindfulness.
Good. I actually was hoping I would be able to talk to you some through this process.
Okay, good. And I also want to give you some other resources to look over and to support you through your stopping smoking. And the Ashline is a really good one. Ashline is a free phone and online resource. It helps you stop smoking and using tobacco. They have people you can talk to at any time, and they have lots of other support and resources available. And here's a handout that is from the Ashline that helps explain a little bit more about the resources. And I also want you to be sure that you take your medication following the directions that Dr. Smith gave you. And do you have any questions for me before we're done today or on your medication?
Nothing in specific right now, but I'm sure I'll help lots throughout this process.
Okay, good. I'll be here to support you throughout all this, so don't feel like you're alone. I want to schedule an appointment with you for next week around the same time, and also an appointment for the tobacco cessation group for Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Does that work?
Yeah, it works very well with my schedule.
Okay, good. I'm going to go out and get the MA. She's going to come back into the room in a minute. She'll have your visit summary paperwork, a copy of this plan that we've talked about. I'm going to write it up real quick and give it so you'll have a copy to take with you. You'd have something. You also have the resources that I gave you on the Ash line as well. And there'll be some information on your next appointment with me, and then some other information on the groups. There'll also be some contact information for me if you need anything before our next meeting, as you're starting to read through everything I've given you and we've talked about, or if you think of something else or anything. So I want to thank you for making the choice to quit, and I want you to realize that we're all here to help you. And don't feel like that you're doing this alone. Okay? And so I want you to have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.